After the shooting, one of the most pressing but difficult conversations was about how to carry on the victims' memories for years to come.
In order to honor the victims, the university schedules several annual campus events that attract people from around the world. From a race in honor of the 32 to an event remembering who each of them were as a person, Taylor Bush looks at how their legacy lives on.
It's like I have carried this for years. It's like I feel like I'm finally to the point now where I'm not sad about it anymore. It's like I finally got to the point where I switched to just, I'm living because he can't, you know? It's like everything I do from this moment on is in honor of him.
An event headed into its third year seeks to honor the victims by remembering who they were as people and making them more than just a number.
The thing that struck me when I got back, I did go to all the memorials, was that a lot of them are just, it's just that. It's like, oh, this thing happened. But you never actually had any memorial that sat down and been like, well, who was this person? And you'd be surprised when you start reading through it how many people come up to me afterwards like, I never knew that. I actually am in that club right now. I didn't know that person was in that club.
For Plummer, taking time to read each of the victims helps carry on the memory of his fallen friend. Senior Mustafa Utara, who is in his second year of running the event, says oftentimes it becomes incredibly emotional.
Well, it's tough. Like, the very first time I did, I couldn't even get through all of them without like having to stop and like, you know, catch your breath, and like the sniffling starts, you had a tissue. And you see that and then once you see that in the audience, people are starting to tear up and like cry and like dabbing their eyes. It makes me feel more at ease that you're not the only one breaking down.
Across campus, thousands gathered in memory of those who died. The largest yearly remembrance event, the 3.2 for 32 Remembrance Run, began in 2009. The 5-kilometer race started off small. In its 9 years, it's grown over to 10,000 people.
Along the years, this event has really evolved. Our very first year that we did it, it was very basic and just kind of you did 2 laps around the drill field and that was about it. But we've evolved the event to be more than just a run, so it really is more of an experience.
Honoring the victims of April 16th is not limited to Virginia Tech and Blacksburg. Throughout the country, people host their own 3.2 for 32 runs and other remembrance events.
When Dr. Timothy Sands joined the Virginia Tech community, taking the place of retiring President Charles Steger, he said it was the strength of the community in the wake of the tragedy that attracted him to the university.
I had a memory of April 16th from being on another campus and witnessing it from afar. And the strength of the community was something that I always thought was incredible. And you don't want any community to have to go through something like that, but when it responds the way it did, it actually attracted me.
Applications and admissions to Virginia Tech increased in the years since 2007, with one of these spikes coming immediately after the tragedy.
When I first heard that, my immediate response was, wow, that's interesting. I wouldn't have expected that. But then when I reflect on what I saw from a distance, yeah, I would want to be part of that community. Not everyone would, but I look at that and think, that's a special place, a place that really people value each other and really support each other.
Sands says now April 16th is meant to honor the victims and their families, and the day should be one of healing, listening, and supporting each other.
The other part that I think is really important is understanding that we'll never forget. This may be the 10th anniversary, but it's not the end. There's a process people are going to go through for many, many more decades. And if there's one thing I've learned is that everybody is different. The response is different. And it's not something that you can predict. I can't predict it. Maybe experts can, but I can't. And so I just listen and I learn, by listening. My whole response to April 16th is evolving in the way I think about it.
Sands expects that some events, such as the 3.2 and vigils, may even grow in size in the years to come.
In years following the tragedy, each Virginia governor proclaims April 16th as Virginia Tech Remembrance Day. Beginning with Tim Kaine, the former governor Bob McDonnell, to current governor Terry McAuliffe, each marked the day as a day of remembrance.
McAuliffe said in a statement, quote, "Blacksburg community and the entire Commonwealth join with those from across the country and around the world in their thoughts and prayers to remember and honor the cherished memories and heroism of those who lost their lives and those who were wounded 10 years ago. We are all Hokies today." Government buildings throughout the Commonwealth will fly flags at half-staff and observe a moment of silence at 9:43 a.m. In Richmond, the Capitol Square Bell Tower will ring 32 times honoring each of the victims.
In the days after the tragedy, an unlikely symbol of community began to emerge. T-shirts with the phrase Hokies United were worn throughout Blacksburg as a symbol of hope. Now, 10 years later, that symbol is making its way back to campus. The T-shirt, which originally started as a student creation, was sold by the bookstores at cost. With the phrase "We are Virginia Tech" on the back, Virginia Tech spokesperson Mark Ozowski says the shirts became another symbol of the community coming together as one.
The shirts were such an important unifying symbol of the time on our campus 10 years ago. People wore those and they were recognized all over the world.
Thousands of shirts are expected to be sold. In the wake of a tragedy, people find many ways to cope with loss. One group on campus finds even 10 years later, the best way is through dance. Each year, the Contemporary Dance Ensemble performs a choreographed piece to remember through the arts. This year's performance is 2 years in the making, complete with a live orchestra and choir.
We have done remembrance performances every year since the April 16th shooting in 2007 because the Contemporary Dance Ensemble actually lost a member of our company in the shootings, Rima Samaha. And ever since then, we have felt like we owe it to her and to everyone to remember them and what they added to the community.
Every year, CDE's Remembrance Director is responsible for organizing the Remembrance of the Arts program, which hosts dances, poetry readings, and more.
Our biggest thing is just feeling unity, community, and just feeling that we're coming together as a community to show our respect but not mourn about it anymore, to feel hope and the power to be able to move on from it.
Rehearsing several times a week since January for the performance, CDE members believe at the end of the day, the hard work is worth it.
Dance is effective in showing emotions and what we think and feel, even more so than speech, because I feel like I'm doing right now, you kind of talk with your hands and talk with your body, and we can just express that so much more through dance.
The Contemporary Dance Ensemble believes in the power of dance and the arts in general to communicate emotions, opinions, and love.
In the days following the tragedy, students held a candlelight vigil in remembrance. 10 years later, the university still holds a vigil and lights a candle in honor of the victims.
At midnight, cadets gather around the memorial to lay a wreath, and they guard the candle for 24 hours, keeping the light from going out.
32 minutes of silence. That's how the Virginia Tech community begins April 16th. 32 cadets stand guard at the memorial on the drill field to honor each life lost. This year's organizer, Noel Schaefer, says having the Corps of Cadets stand guard adds a special element to the ceremony.
By incorporating that, I think it helps people realize that this is still very much affecting people today as it did, 10 years ago.
The 32 cadets standing guard are all completely voluntary.
Inherently, cadets want to honor and serve those people that, gave their lives just like we want to give our lives if we have to kind of thing. So it's one of those we're called to service kind of things, but it means so much and it's so humbling for us to be able to participate that it's not even a second thought. Once you get that opportunity to volunteer, you jump at it.
Following in his cousin Matthew Laporte's footsteps of coming to Virginia Tech and joining the Air Force, Nick Uliano will be standing guard at this stone.
It's a great way to honor him, and it just means a lot. It means to me just honoring an inspiration and a hero.
Uliano will be standing guard for both the morning and evening.
It's just going to be a really emotional time for my family.
Schaefer says being a cadet helps her honor Laporte's legacy.
He's still very much in everything that we do. I haven't done anything necessarily to single him out, just because I am a cadet and I see what he probably would have wanted, which is that everybody is remembered equally.
And 10 years later, Uliano says it's a great way to remember not only his cousin, but everyone who lost their lives that day.
It's just a great way to honor their memory. I'm proud to be a part of it, and then if the community comes out, which I'm sure they will, it'll just be a great way to honor those 32.
Now, 10 years later, people are still greatly affected by the tragedy of April 16, 2007. The memory of that day and the 32 who were lost carries on in the buildings, memorials, spirit, and people who live here.
In the years since, the community refuses to let April 16th break their spirit and created ways to honor and respect the victims, keeping them a part of the community. Many dedicate themselves to carrying the memory of the 32 lives lost that day with them. For all of us at Tech Tonight, thank you for watching this special edition, and may we never forget.
Walk humbly, son, walk humbly now, and cherish every step, for a life well spent on this earth we're lent will be marked by the void you have left. Walk humbly, son, and store your pride when you need strength later on. For your life's worth will be judged if earth is saddened when you have gone. Walk humbly, son, walk humbly now, and forget not where you are from. Will you walk humbly, son? Walk humbly, son, walk humbly now, and cherish every step, for a life well spent on this earth we're lent will be marked by the void you have left. Walk humbly, son, and store your pride when you need strength later on. For your life's worth will be judged if earth is saddened when you have gone. Walk humbly, son, walk humbly now, and forget not where you are from. Will you walk humbly, son? Walk humbly, son, walk humbly now, and cherish every step, for a life well spent on this earth we're lent will be marked by the void you have left. Walk humbly, son, and store your pride when you need strength later on. For your life's worth will be judged if earth is sad